Hey there, I'm Dan Martell, serial entrepreneur, investor, and creator of SaaS Academy. In this episode, I'm going to share with you how to overcome your fear, how to overcome it because it's holding you back from making the big moves that are going to change your life. Be sure to stay to the end where I'm going to tell you how to get access to my Dream 100 training. It is how you think of your peers, your advisors, and your mentors. Let's get into it. I can still remember when I first started off in business, hiring my first employee. It really was like a contractor. I wasn't even brave enough to hire the first person because I literally thought they're probably going to steal from me. They're probably not going to do the work properly. They're probably going to embarrass me. There's a good chance that they're not going to stick around. And there was like all these fears from making the decision that was holding me back from even making the decision. And at the end of the day, from 17 to 24, I built 2 companies that unfortunately failed. And it was because I was always crippled by fear, as fear of the unknown, fear of making the wrong decision, etc. And it was through reading books and understanding that the level of success I wanted had to come from being comfortable with the unknown. And now I've made $25 million deals without losing sleep. So I'm going to share with you 4 unique perspectives on how to think about fear that hopefully will shift your mindset, give you some clear actions to take so that you can get the outcomes and success that you're after. Number 1, risk reversal. So the way you want to think about this is when you're making decisions, Tim Ferriss writes about this and has talked about it on his podcast, where you want to make a list of the pros and cons. Because I think what happens is when you think of fear, right? So, recently I had a friend that was thinking of doubling his business next year. He's like, hey, this year's been really challenging, but next year I really want to hit the ground running. I want to hit full steam ahead and pour fuel on the fire. He put some capital aside, but there was this fear of what if I don't train people properly? What if I don't get ahead of it? And I said, just make the list. Make the list of all the things that could go wrong, and then write down all the things that you have the ability and power to take action on to overcome those risks. And I think once you put it out on paper and you see it with your eyes, it's way less scary. Back in the day, so that's on the writing it out. The other thing that I want to share with you, I read a book a long time ago. I think it was called Thinking Fast and Slow. And in it, he talked about Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. And Jeff talks about type 1 and type 2 decisions, okay? And the easiest way to think about it is a door going one way or 2 ways. So one way is a type 1 decision and 2 ways is a type 2 decision. He says, if you don't differentiate the types of decisions, and this is where risk comes into play, in regards to the ones you're making, you sometimes apply the same vigor and fear to a type 1 decision, which is a one-way, I can't reverse, I can't come back from it, to a type 2 decision, right? Or vice versa. You should give something a little bit more analysis, and instead you just make a decision flippantly, or your team does, even worse. So what Jeff says is things like buying a company, that's a type 1 decision. It's really hard to unwind. But hiring an employee that doesn't work out, that's a type 2 decision. Yes, it's gonna be unfortunate that you didn't get the outcome that you were hoping to achieve because the person didn't work out, and you have a hole you gotta now fit, and you gotta explain it to your team and all those things, but they're not type 1 decisions. They're not things that you can't easily reverse. And I think just understanding that, and that's why I call it risk reversal, is gonna allow you to separate where you're spending your energy and where you can really question yourself, this is only a type 2 decision. Let's just make it and move on. The delaying of making a decision is costing you more. How many times have you ended up being forced to move forward? Timelines, resource constraints, whatever. And at the end of the day, you made the same decision you would have made in the beginning, but you just dragged your feet making it. Clearly delineate type 1, type 2. Make that list. Get it out of your mind in front of you so you can see it, and make sure you make a decision to reverse that risk. Number 2, remove the ridicule. So most people are not going to make a decision because of fear of being judged by other people that they care about, But one of the quotes, and I share this often with my friends, is the people that care don't matter and the people that matter don't care. If I think about just the folks that are mentors of mine, advisors. Think about comments on social media, comments below a video, a podcast episode. If those people's name are not Richard Branson, Mark Cuban, or a list of my other mentors, I'm not internalizing that feedback. I'm not even really listening to it. I'm looking for themes and patterns because I'm always open to getting advice on how I can make things better. But I'm not putting a lot of weight to that feedback. And I think that fear of being judged is just so overly indexed in regards to the weight people give it. It just doesn't matter. To me, fear is an acronym. I heard this a long time ago, is false evidence appearing real. Okay? It's not true. Your fear of being judged, if you decide to move away or start that business or go to a school that might not be as a popular decision or pursue your passion, you think, but what are people going to think? Look, is it true some people might criticize that decision? 100%. Guess what? I'm not saying you don't love them. I'm just saying that, people that care don't matter. Like, at the end of the day, you got to follow your heart, you got to follow your soul, you got to pursue your passion. And a lot of times that fear is just unfounded. I ran through this myself when I decided I wanted to start coaching clients because I came from being an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, investing in companies, building companies, to all of a sudden now saying, hey, I want to coach, I want to support, and I just felt like there was this negative stigma attached to that word. And I had a lot of fear around my investors and my friends judging me for making that decision. And guess what? Turned out the complete opposite. When I finally wrote a blog post called What's Next and explained to them my plan to serve as many people and have an impact and create this YouTube channel and all these things, many of them said, Dan, what took you so long? I've seen this in you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. Some of them said, hey, I've always had this same desire myself, but I haven't been able to pull the trigger. So I just want you to know that a lot of time that fear is just false evidence appearing real. And the people that you think will care, they just don't matter. Number 3, upsize your problems. So here's the reality is, if you want to grow, if you want success, you got to think of in units of 0, like $10 problems is maybe your level of uncomfortableness that you're able to deal with today. And you need to be able to learn to move to $100 problems and $1,000 problems and $10,000 problems and $100,000 problems. And now that might sound crazy, but that's kind of what's required. I remember a great story of Oprah being sued by the mad cow people for some comments she made on her show. She was being sued for $1 billion, okay, $1 billion. And her response to the news and the media saying, hey, Oprah, what's it like being sued for $1 billion? She said, hey, I'm just grateful that I have $1 billion to be sued for. It was just part of that evolution for her. It's, if you want to grow, that fear is stopping you from learning how to be uncomfortable with the uncomfortable. Tony Robbins has a great quote that says, your life quality is directly proportionate to the amount of uncertainty that you can comfortably live with. Okay? I remind myself this all the time whenever I feel a little anxiety around a decision. I'm just like, whoa, hey, why is that scary? Let me put this down on paper. Let me talk to my advisors. Let me get some perspective. Is this type 1 or type 2? And at the end of the day, I go, look, this is just another opportunity for me to push forward, overcome that like little feeling of anxiety, make a decision, and honestly invite, upsize your problems, because knowing that when you go from a $10 problem to a $100 problem and you can be okay with that, then you're like, okay, I got this, right? I mean, I literally give my team permission to make $5,000, $10,000 problems because at the end of the day, I want them to be able to make decisions, take risk, innovate, learn. And if I'm fearful of those things and I'm creating too much micromanagement, it's not going to allow people to develop. And that's the only way we grow. We got to be comfortable with it. Not invite it, not wish that it happens to us, but just know, you know what? True freedom is knowing that I have the skill and the process and the mental strength to deal with whatever the world throws at me. That, my friend, is true freedom. Number 4, massive imperfect action. My buddy Gebs says this all the time. He Michael Gebbins, he on his YouTube channel, he made t-shirts. Now I know it's not him that created the saying. I've heard it many other times, but I just think of him because that was his motto, that was his mantra, that was his call to arms for all his people. Because as soon as you've said, hey, yes, I have fear around this, I've assessed it, I'm making a decision, as soon as you know, and it speaks to your soul, you gotta move. You gotta JFDI it. You gotta take action, even if it is imperfect. Because what'll happen is that as soon as it just snaps where you're like, oh, I gotta do that. If you sleep on it, you drag your feet, your left brain's gonna analyze the can't out of it. You're literally gonna wake up the next day and have 14 reasons why you can't do it. So my rule, just because I know that of myself, I know that a big idea left on my plate to think about, often my brain will just try to figure out why I can't do it or why it's not the right time, et cetera, et cetera. And I want to take massive imperfect action. I want to do something, anything that I can do today in the next 20 minutes to move that forward. It could be emailing a friend, it could be making a phone call, it could be pulling out a piece of paper and drawing something out, making a commitment, adding something to my calendar. But take MIA. So 4 strategies to remove fear from holding you back to achieve your level of success. Number 1, risk reversal. Number 2, remove the ridicule. Number 3, upsize your problems. And number 4, MIA. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I want to share with you an exclusive training called the Dream 100. It's my thinking around listing out the 100 people you need in your life to be successful, from the peers, the mentors, and the advisors for whatever you're out to achieve. You can click the link below to download that specific training. It's going to give you the strategies to reach out, who to reach out to, how to think about it. It's got a 60-30-10 split. It's a spreadsheet. It's awesome. It's one of my most powerful trainings when it comes to building your network. And I really believe your network is your net worth. So click the link below to download your copy. And if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment below. I'm going to respond to the first 10 comments with any questions, ideas, feedback you have around fear. I'd love to support you. And as per usual, I want to challenge you to live a bigger life and a bigger business. And I'll see you next Monday. Bam.